so important that all of you is a distributor, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
None of them is an ophthalmologist.
Yeah.
So, because the presentation for ophthalmologist is different for the distributor. For ophthalmologists, we should consider another things, but for you, is different. It's according to my experience, if you want to have a good sales for the Scansys machine, because it's very different with the slit lamp and other devices. The doctors are so sensitive for the result of this device compared to other brands such as Pentacam, Sirius. It's very important. If you cannot prove that your machine is accurate, maybe they could not sell it. So you should involve in all technical details. Even if you be involved on the technical details and application, be sure you can sell it very easy. Even easier than slit lamp. But you should know everything, all details. So I tried to this meeting. I describe all sales trick which may be effective in your sales in your country. So according my experience in Iran, because when we install the Scansys in our country, nobody don't buy that because they are afraid to buy it because the doctors do refractive surgery with this machine. They earn so much money with this machine. If it has a wrong result, so they never buy that machine. But right now it's very easy to say because all customers are so satisfied with this machine. So we tried in the basic from the first and go down. This is my experience. I have experience with other company, Hagerstein, Schwinn, Canon, and I was the consultant for the laser refractive surgery in Iran for some hospitals. So the first of all, what do doctors expect from Scansys? Accuracy. The first step is the Scansys should be accuracy. So the second one is repeatability. The third one is durability, and after sales support, updating software, and cost benefits. If we have it all together, be sure we can sell this device. But I told you, I will describe one by one to you. Scansys has all of these options. All is accurate. The repeatability is very good. Durability is very good. We have installed this device in some busy hospital, and is working without any problem. It's very important for the doctors to the device work without any problem. After sales support, Mediworks has very good teams for support your doctors, your engineer group. Because the Mediworks knows, the engineers knows everything about the device. It's not a simple reverse engineering. The Mediworks, as I know, they are working about 10 years on this project. So they know everything about this device. Updating software. Right now the Scansys software is updating. Actually every 3 months they launch new, every 3 months, 4 months they launch new software according to your demand in your country. You can ask the Mediworks engineer, they will evaluate it. Is needed, they could update software for you. And the last one is cost effective. You know the price of this device is comparable with other, especially with the Pentacam. So you see the Scansys has all of these items, all of this. So you can provide all expect that one doctor the need for this device. This photo is very old. I got it from the 2011, the first launching of Scansys. Maybe some of the person not working for Scansys I got this image from 2011. You knew this project is very old, it's not new. They have, and this is the first version of software. You will see it's very simple. This was from 10 years ago, and maybe more. It showed that it show you the MediWorks has so hard working for this project to improve it, and competition with other UVCs, everything was different. But inside was totally different. I want to, in this step, to describe some technology of Scansys. You know, the Scansys is tomography imaging device with chain flow technology. Do you know chain flow? The chain flow is the technology for taking image. What is a slide? Some have CT scan device. It compiles series of image taken from different angles around the corner and use computer to processing image. Same as X-ray CT scan. X-ray use CT scan use X-ray, but this device use apply shrink-like image and take some images and use uses a special software. Can you see? This image is for 28 image. You will see 28, but this machine could take till 60 image. But 28 is enough to take from some angles, and the machine calculate all data. 28 till 60 corner section. This is the shrink flag technology. Here we have two camera. The central camera is in the center of the device. It's only for pupil positioning and get the size of pupil for scotopic, because this device could take size of scotopic and photopic. And we use center camera also for measure the white to white of cornea, because the pentacam and shrink flag images has a problem to measure accuracy of the white to white corneal diameter. We use this camera also for measure the size of cornea. Side camera, the other name is shrink flag camera. This camera is for taking the slice image, and all measurement data came from this camera. This camera is only for sizing and alignment, but this camera is for take image, and all calculation for data came from this camera. But you can see, but I don't know, we can show the device here. I want to bring that. It's better you see here. The central camera is behind of this. Is here, and this is the shrink flag or flank camera. All measurement data accurate with this camera. It's better to see here. There is a central camera, and this shrink flag camera, and this rotate and take image. But there is one blue light here, blue slit light. Yes. It emits to corner, and this camera take image. Some of slit lamp imaging, but the direction is different. So this camera recently the MediWorks improved the camera, and the resolution is much better than the previous version. Also this camera and this one camera is very effective to accurate data. This one, and this is the side camera. This is corner, and this is a central camera, same as this, and there is a light here, a street lamp light here. Okay. If we have a time, we could take off cover in the end of the session and show more details about the device here. So the time of text image is about 1 to 2 seconds. It's very fast. It's so. Yes. You want to pick up?
Move.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. With this technology, you can cover whole of corner in only 1 and 2 seconds. You can have a 28 and 60 slice, but in the, as I know, for the basic one, you have only 28 for the basic version, but for Pro version, software Pro version, you have a 60 image. But hardware is same, only some limitation on software. And the maximum the data you should take from the 28 image is this amount, 100, yes, about 100,000 points. For the Pro version, for 60 image, you have double, exactly double. Is much more point. This will measure with the software. This is the principle of imaging. If you have a shrink flag image, you have the better focus point for take image compared to if you want to take directly. You will see here depth of focus in the shrink flag images is much more than the ordinary camera. The shrink flag technology is old technology. Even right now, in some advertisements, and they use this kind of camera for take video for advertisement in that you will see in the TV, because the depth of focus is much more than the ordinary focus. You should be professional to take some kind imaging even with a simple camera. Greater depth of focus, sharp edge. So how we can prove to doctors the accuracy of the Scansys is good? You know, if we have a good corneal section, all data for keratometry, for pachymetry, for elevation comes from this image. All data comes from this. So if you have a perfect image, we show the result of your measurement will be accurate. The machine takes this image, okay? You consider only one, and there is some red dot, but it's not clear in this image. All data for calculation comes from these dots, in here. So if you have a clear corneal section, as a result, the device could detect anterior and posterior of cornea. So if the image be perfect, be sure the result of the measurement data should be accurate. Now, this current hardware of the Scansys could take very clear shrink flag imaging. You see, it's similar to anterior OCT. It's not exactly same, but you will see the clear image here. As a result, it comes to accuracy of Scansys being much and as possible. You will see everything is clear. front is clear, posterior is clear, so software detect the point in the anterior and posterior and calculate curvature, calculate thickness, calculate posterior curvature. Everything came from this image. Because of this clear picture with the high resolution, software could detect high accuracy anterior and posterior surface, so all points of measurement provide correct raw data. High accuracy, high reproducibility, yes. It goes to everything with in the high level. So maybe some doctors told you is only one sales tricks. Maybe some of doctors but not agree with us. Some doctors told me, for example, Sirius has a Placido for the takes the anterior. Why your device has no Placido? Our device is so similar to Pentacam, but some of new devices such as Galileo and Sirius, yes, has a Placido in the front. Hope so. The doctor asks you, I want Placido to take the anterior. You should have an answer for that. So you know that Scansys is follow the Pentacam procedure, and right now the Pentacam is golden standard over the world. You can't tell some of disadvantage of the Placido compared to Schimflag. In the Placido imaging, we talk about only anterior, not posterior. In the Placido, maybe you have some lost data from the periphery, in the periphery, because they use the ring, especially for the PMD cases. You see, this case is PMD. You know what PMD is? This is same as a keratoconus. PMD is plaucid marginal degeneration. It happened in the periphery, but you see there is no data for periphery here. But if the doctor don't look at this case, maybe he think is a simple astigmatism, but it's very dangerous disease for refractive disease. But in the Pentacam or in the our device, you will see it cover whole of the anterior. Even here, 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 here. This is plaucid. But in the Placido, maybe you have the data here. It happens sometimes, not always, but happens sometimes. You have the data. This is advantage of the Schimflag against the Placido. You will see you have the data. Right? So Schimflag could cover a whole of cornea, but maybe Placido could not cover because of some dry eye problem and some. Yes. And in the Placido, there is a dry eye effect on the measure the Placido. You will see both are one eye, but this one the tear film is clear, but this one tear film is not clear. You will see the result. But in the Schimflag, we have no effect of tear film. There is no any effect of tear film in the Schimflag imaging. So you will see this image is for Placido. This is the effect of dry eye here. It has effect on the anterior imaging, but in the Schimflag, there is no this effect in the Schimflag. These are some sales tricks. So if your doctors told me I need a Placido, you can't Placido also have this problem, because some doctors tell you that Schimflag is according to elevation. if the patient has a wrong fixation, maybe affect on the measurement. So you should ask for the shrink flag imaging to operator of the machine, check the position of head to prevent any problem. If you have a good position of head, you will have no any problem for calculation. These are the disadvantage of Placido according to shrink flag compared to shrink flag. Another point is Scansys hardware, because some doctors worry about the age of the Scansys, durability. They will ask you in the some busy clinic, ask you about this. So I can show inside this device. The Scansys use high resolution flank camera and central camera. It's very stable. And inside the Scansys, there is one main board. Main board is a Linux base. It's very stable. It's so stable. There is a Linux base. On this Linux base is inside the device. It controls the device. All it control the device. And you can update this board. And there is a high quality stepper motor. You know that the camera rotate, and rotation is by one stepper motor. The quality of the stepper motor is very important for better take image. There is one software that you could calibrate device and service it. There is a special software. There is a special software. So if you collect all together, the durability of Scansys is very, very high. Don't worry about that. You can tell to your customer, don't worry about this device. It's working hard for you. I have one hospital, in 1 year, they have talked about 10,000 scans in 1 year, and device is working well, without any problem. So, right now we want to describe how to take image from the scan. After you run the device, after you put patient data, you will see this page for the scan. We have two kinds of scan, scotopic and photopic. Yes, scotopic is only for measure the pupil size. It's for only the front image. This is the front camera. The operator only want to take the size of pupil. It's very important. You know the scotopic. There is no this option in Pentacam. You know why? If you have a data for scotopic, the doctor, for especially for the young people, they want to know the size of pupil to use a correct optical zone. Optical zone is zone that the doctors use for excimer laser. If the pupil be higher the optical zone, especially at the night, maybe patient has a glare vision. So, doctor if knows the size of the scotopic, so it's very better for that to calculate the optical zone in the excimer laser machine. So Scansys has this option to measure scotopic too. In the scotopic, you have another light, slit lamp, blue slit light will turn off. A little bit light, yes, a small bit light, to size of the pupil be at the maximum. After you get it manually, escotopic is manually, is not automatic. After you focus this, and operator takes photo here, and we will go to automatically go to photopic. In the photopic, you will have a blue slit light here, and you should adjust the best position with up and down focusing, and the machine automatically takes image. It's very important to don't allow your operator to take manually. Only must be automatic. Yes. Oh, never use manually, because in the automatic everything is in the best position. You have 28 picture selection, 60 split auto. It should be auto.
Yeah.
Yes, it must be auto, and the device automatically detect left and right. If you have some problem, you can manually select the left and right. This is image of flank.
Excuse me, is that mean your scotopic mode that is also for small people?
No, you can do it. You can do it,
For
but
small people like very small people, let's say.
you should cover the head. If you want, you can cover the head. But escotopic is much useful for young people, not for young people, not for old people, because young.
Oh.
Because the young people maybe pupil be high, the size of pupil be high, but for old people, no,
Very small.
very small. You don't need it. But for 18, 20, 25, maybe for example, in my eye, the size of pupil is very big. It's more than 7 in the dark room. So,
So you are using the scotopic mode
no, in the dark room.
in the dark room.
So doctors, it's better to the doctors knows the size of my pupil in the dark room. If I want to do surgery, refractive surgery, it's very important for doctors to know the maximum size of pupil for the optical zone, for the excimer laser machine.
So in that case, in what sense that we are using the scotopic mode?
I told you, for the for which case? For old case, you mean?
For younger case.
For younger case, yes.
How
For
often
young-
do you need to use that?
We use it for only for doctors. Maybe use for maybe use for refractive surgery. For
Only-
refractive surgery, it's very important that you know the maximum size. Do you know what is optical zone? Optical zone is the zone which doctors select for the laser machine to adjust the laser. The zone, for example, they normally use 6 millimeters or the maximum 6.5. If the patient comes with the 7 millimeters, if doctors know that it maybe the patient at the night, the pupil being bigger than the optical zone, and it caused glare vision at the night. So it's very useful that the doctor knows the size of pupil. In the Sirius, we have a pupillometry function. Is similar to Sirius. Sirius has this option too, but it's a little difference with our machine. But Pentacam has not this option, but Sirius has it. It's very useful for the doctors, and you should ask to all patients takes escotopic. Doctors love it, I'm sure. Please ask all of your operator takes escotopic and then takes photopic. It's very useful options for the doctors.
So Pentacam doesn't have
No.
function? Then
This-
how the doctor decides the optical zone while using Pentacam?
They check only the size of the pupil inside the printout, but it's not correct because it's photopic. Because when you want to take picture,
Yeah.
you have a blue light. You have a blue light. It's estimate. The doctor estimate. is that.
Mhm.
But if you have this option, this designed it with me for the because I work in the refractive surgery.
Mhm.
We need this option. It's very useful
Very
option.
important.
It's very important for the examiner laser machine. So for the Sirius has this option, but Sirius a little bit different. They takes the function is little different, but this is we need the result.
Mhm.
So if you have a scotopic, very useful. Please ask to all patients have this scotopic. When they want to start the measurement, they should turn off the all light. All right, you or cover the head and takes image to get the scotopic. After that, you should turn down the light, no problem. But the light should not be project in the camera.
Mhm.
It's very effective to result of the device. Okay. So please ask all of operators to do a is advantage of this device.
That means
You
the
should not
operator
miss
has
it.
to take the scotopic and the photopic also.
Yeah. We have in the printout the scotopic and photopic. You should not have lost this advantage.
Yeah.
It's very effective for your sales, for sure. Another advantage of Scansys compared to Sirius and Pentacam is network-based device. You can install another version of the Scansys in another room and connect with the LAN to the software, and doctor could reach to the patient data and see the all patient data and check the all map one by one if he wanted. Is one advantage. And also you can export data to DICOM. Did you know that's the device, DICOM? DICOM is a standard protocol for imaging in the hospital, especially in the hospital. All database, all imaging saved as a standard protocol could open with other devices. All hospital already have a DICOM imaging. The Scansys have these tools. You can export image to DICOM server, and doctors could reach from the device from outside, from the other room, but with the local LAN. This is the advantage of the Scansys.
But one question, for the network access, if in one hospital they own one Scansys, and
Yeah.
one Pentacam, and they have two computers, and they want to check in the two computers, do they need to pay extra fees for the second one, second license?
Maybe they have, but for the, as I know, for the Scansys, maybe it's free, yes?
For Scansys it's free.
Yes,
but
for
Pentacam,
They should pay. I know that. I don't want that. Yes. For DICOM, you should pay for for the Pentacam, but you don't need to pay for the Scansys. It's free for the Scansys.
So you mean the DICOM for Scansys is ready? It's not an option, because as far as we know, DICOM is optional in some device. It's
Yeah.
ready, but it's optional. You have to pay for a certain key
Yeah.
code. Is it free for this?
This is. I know that, but I don't want to do it because Mediport is here.
It's optional.
No, it's free. It's free for you.
Here it's free.
It's free. It's free. Don't don't do it in the option. It's free option, but it's attractive for the doctors. But some of doctors maybe use it, but it's an option only for sales trick. So after you take the image, you will have this. You will have this page. In this page, the first you have the numbers of the scans. All scans is here from different view, different degree. You will see same as Pentacam. You will see here, and you will see overview. I select in the overview, I select axial map here and pachymetry map. Overview is only for operator to take how is the images. Ah. So in this patient, we have no scotopic data. I want to find one patient with the scotopic data. We got this image from inside the exposition. There is many reflections. It's not good image, only for reference, not for. You will see here difference with the pupil scotopic here. This is a scotopic and this is a photopic. You have no this image in the pentacam for compare the size of pupil. The size of scotopic for this patient in this case is 5.45 millimeters, and for photopic is 2.99. So doctor easily could select any optical zone he want, because the maximum pupil is not so big, is under the 6. But some patient you will see there is 7.2 for the scotopic. So this is overview of image. In the overview you will see here the number of the scan, and you can change the others here and select another. And you see here the red light and yellow light. All data came from this point. In some cases, for example, who has done the PK, RK before, and his cornea, you will see there is no data of this dotted, because the device could not detect well the anterior and posterior level. It's normally, don't worry about this. Even in the pentacam face to this problem. In some cases who had the PK before and RK, maybe you have no measurement data, but doctor only want to see the photo, the scan, the shrink flag image. So after you take the image, an operator, I should tell some important points. The first of all, the fixation target in Scansys is a black hole in the middle of the blue light. The all patient, because there is no red and blue, yellow target patient look at this. Maybe patient don't know where he should look at. So very important to operator for each patient to tell the patient look at the black hole. Black hole. If he don't look at the black hole, maybe effect on the some keratoconus measurement. I will tell you some problem later. So the first of all, you should check the quality, scan quality. It must be okay. But in some cases, for example, the PK and some other not normal cases, maybe it not be okay. So we cannot do anything. It should be okay. And the patient, if patient look at straight, the cross line should be in the middle of corner section. Should be. If patient don't look well, you will see it is a tilt. So the operator, even it be okay, the operator should take again image to center of corner be exactly not exactly, but a little yes, near to close, near to center is very important. And you should not have any missed data here.
Yeah.
These cases, there is many missed cases. But here is normal because it's maybe, but in the center, you should not have any missed data here. So the photo is the photo which acceptable should have has a OK, center, and no black data. After that, the operator should accept this image. It's very important, especially for the keratoconus calculation. It's very, very effective.
That's okay?
No, it's okay. No, okay. I have no problem. I will find it. So, in the first overview, we have this data in all map. We have all this data in all you have, your map you selected. You will have all this data. This section is from the anterior corneal front. Is here. You will see K1 are horizontal. K1 and R horizontal is same. K2 is K maximum or K steep. K mean or R mean, astigmatism, eccentricity. We use Q value here. It's better to use Q value instead of eccentricity. I will show you why. It's very better to use here. In the setting, you can select in the setting. Yeah. Q value. Change to Q value. It's better you have a Q value here. It's very useful. Same as Pentacam. It's Q value. K max, K R min. You have same data for posterior here. And data for apex. Do you know what's apex? Is the maximum height. The pachymetry of apex and the position. Thinnest point. How much is thinnest point is very useful for doctor, and the place of the thinnest point in the cornea. Pupil kappa, pupil alpha. I will show you what is difference with the kappa and alpha in the next slide. Pentacam has no alpha, but has it similar to this, but exactly has no alpha. But the Scansys has the alpha. Is important for the corneal volume, corneal diameter, photopeak, photopeak, pupil size, scotopeak. You will have here, and you can show in the here. That is here. Is photopeak. Is scotopeak. Yeah. Chamber angle, AC depth. AC depth also is very important, but you can measure it manually if you want it, because in some cases, who want to do ICL surgery, maybe it's very important the size of this. I advise you, if your doctor want to do ICL surgery, don't take image in the when they use as a sacropologic. You know what sacropologic? It's dilated eye. Yeah, dilated eye. This is dilated. Never use dilated eye because it affect on the corner in the AC depths. AC depths. Never use Scansys for for
I see.
yes.
ICL.
No, use it for ICL.
No, ICL, while going for ICL data, don't dilate the.
No dilated,
No
yes,
dilated.
yeah, no dilated. The dilation is effect on the size of the AC depths. It's very important. If you want, you can do get the size manually also. Here, but I don't know. TVC. .7 is very important for patient who want to do you want to use ICL. So advice to doctors, don't use the cyclopologic and similar drug for dilated eye, to use Scansys. It has effect in the size of the anterior chamber. Never use it.
Question.
What?
What is the normal value if you want to put ICL? What is the
2.8.
2.8.
2.8 is a 2.8 from the posterior surface, but this case is not suitable for the ICL. It's not suitable because it's small, because of the small. Yeah. So AC depths, keratoconus possibility. I will tell you in the keratoconus in the next slide. What is this? IOP?
IOP?
Yes, for the IOP, similar to Pentacam, we have some formula here. You can select some formula to compensate thickness on the pressure. Yes, compensate it. It's useful for doctor. Normally we use SHA. It's in the end doctor. The SHA is good for the normal patient. We use this SHA formula. If you had put a SHA formula, the software calculate, for example, you should decrease 0.05 from the actual pressure you have gotten with the tonometer, application tonometer. It's for the doctors.
So how this IOP is getting used in why is the application, this data?
What?
Where it is applied? It's okay. Once the doctor comes to know about this IOP, corrected IOP,
Yeah.
then where is going to use this data? In LASIK or in any other process?
For many things. For example, one patient they did before refractive surgery. So the corneal will be thin. So it's very, to prevent any, we have this point in another slides. We have this, I will describe you.
Okay.
It's very useful to doctor for the calculation for, because let me maybe have it in this PowerPoint. The doctors knows application of this is very familiar for doctors. They use this formula for compensate the real pressure, because in the normal thickness the pressure of eye because you get pressure from with the application tonometer. If the thickness be high or be low, it will affect on the pressure. So you should have real pressure. The pressure you have got it from the tonometer is not correct. So you need it. Already all of new air puff tonometer is included pachymetry. Yes. Because you should know the effect of the pachymetry on the pressure, actual pressure. It's very useful. So you can, if you have no that device, if you have only the application tonometer, when you print out when you print out the report, the doctor could see the amount for compensation to add to reach to actual pressure.
Yes.
It's useful for the doctors. This is relation with the radius. May I, Olaf, know about this, but I put it. This is relation with the keratometry and radius. We have K1. K1 is K mean, is K flat, is other names. K2 is K max and K steep. There is a relation between the K and radius. Normally device measure the radius. And we change to Doppler on keratometry with this formula. You must know the radius, index of refractive cornea, and radius of cornea, and you will, the software will calculate for you keratometry. Is the formula for convert the keratometry radius to keratometry. This is the radius of posterior and this is anterior. This is the Q value. I ask you to add the Q value on the map. Do you know what is the Q value?
Is it Z40?
What?
Z40, Zernike 40?
No. The Q value show you the shape of cornea. You get the idea about the shape of cornea, not other things. It's very important to, in some cases, who has a keratoconus. This is shape. This is the S-sphere. S-sphere. You consider this point, not this. In the S-sphere, all radius is same. Is same. So this is a Q value should be 0. In these cases, you will see the radius of A is bigger than radius of B. If you consider this as a cornea, the real corneal shape is this. Is not a sphere. Is this. It will be prolate. So, but in these cases, you will see it's not a real cornea. There is oblate. Even after normal cases, the shape is this. If you do refractive surgery, if you do laser in the center, it will change to this.
Yeah.
Yes, it will change to this one. So the normal value for the prolate is this point. But I saw that even until minus 0.3 is normal too. But in the KCN cases, keratoconus cases, because the cornea shape change to this one, the value will be high. For example, it should be minus 0.5, minus 0.4. The patient who has Q value more than minus 0.4 is suspect. You should consider everything because the shape is changing to keratoconus. Yeah, it's very useful to have this option. So I advise you to use Q value in the map.
So if it is more than 0.40, negative
4.4 is a suspect.
It's
suspect. Yes, because the shape is changing to KCN. 4. But in some cases, in for high astigmatism, even high astigmatism who are not keratoconus, normal. For example, the cases is minus 6. But the Q value normally will be high. It's not KCN. You should consider everything. But minus 0.4 is a suspect. Is a reference for detect the KCN. You should consider that. Because of that, I added Q value. You can add the eccentricity. There is a relation between Q value and eccentricity, but it's very easier to understand that. Put it Q value here. Because of that, you see this case is point 30. It's normal case because You should change everything. You will see this normal case. But this photo is not good because there is many reflection when it's only for reference. So this is the Q value here. I told that this one for anterior, not for posterior. That reference was for anterior, not for one posterior. We see is more more aspheric. Don't see it? This one. You see? So this is a Q value. We have different function. We have different function here for the Scansys. You can select is a large selectable map, shift flag image, 3D display, refractive format. We will describe one by one. Shift flag image. In shift flag image, you can calculate ICL too. This is map which we have in the Scansys, but as I know the software developer are adding the new map in this because in the first generation we have no ICRS. This first we have no sum of this item, and they added to according to demand of your doctors. We have a large map. In the large map, you have a many map here, which is so useful for the doctors. We have a corneal thickness map, tangential front, tangential back, sagittal back, elevation for anterior posterior to unit power, keratoid power deviation, refractive tutor corneal power, and tutor corneal power racing.
On the left.
Yeah, yes, here. Yes. You will see here. We will describe this. You can select each map what you want and print out, and you can change. For example, this is a corneal thickness. And sagittal front. Maybe doctor don't like this kind. We normally use mean and max value. It's very easier to detect the KCN and shape of the cornea. It's much better than this. We use it. You can change the parameter in the setting. You will see there is many items which you can show in the map. Show thinness location, show everything, show pupil center, show grades, even you will see effect, but in the pachymetry we will see dense number. Yes, it's useful for RK. Some doctors want to use the RK, it's very useful for them to know about it. In each map you have many tools, and ray tracing is useful for the after refractive surgery. Yes, it's very useful for after refractive surgery. Total corneal power ray tracing technology is very useful for after surgery. So you can select any map what you want here.
So what is the difference between Gaussian and ray tracing?
I will describe in the next session because there is some item will be shown. But normally the refractive surgery for the ray tracing, the ray tracing is much more better for post-refractive surgery. It's totally compared to Gaussian. Gaussian, the formula for calculation is different. Gaussian consider the coefficient of the corneal to aqueous, and the A2 is for the ray tracing. they will apply all coefficient from the coefficient refractive from the cornea, air to cornea, corneal to aqueous. Aqueous is very useful for the post-refractive. I will show you to next. This is a map for anterior chamber. Cover refractive, total corneal cover. But normally use the sagittal and tangential. You go to Schimflug, and the Schimflug you will have a ICL here. You know the best device for measure the ICL sizing for the lens is UBM. UBM. But you know the UBM is expensive and many hospital doesn't have a UBM, so they use the topography to measure the corneal size and calculate the ICL. But you know the Schimflug images is not accurate for white to white because there is some reflection here. Maybe they could not calculate well. But the Scansys has improved to detect the white to white even for the Schimflug. But for the ICL, I recommend you to use front image too and in the photo peak, because the photo peak it has taken with the automatic, and you can measure white to white here manually. It's very important for doctor to carry. Yes. Yeah, it's similar to this. No, it's not sulcus to sulcus. It's white to white. It's white to white when doctor use it for the ICL calculation. But this machine, this software also calculate for you. But I want to check it. The 11.4 has been got from the Schimflug image. So, but you can do it manually too. Because maybe Schimflug has was not correct, so we can do it manually too and give it to doctor for special cases, for ICL cases. It's very important. And device calculate for you and recommend to you the suitable ICL here, and this is the vault after the surgery. You will see here. And I forgot to tell you one thing here. Let me to show you again. For the ICL, this case has done the ICL before. Normally you cannot take this image because the ICL is not clear here. If you want to do normal scanning, you cannot see ICL here. You should do manual. You should do here. If you want to do a scan, you cannot do. There is a. Let's go ahead. Here. We have the 2D scan. 2D scan is only for photography, not for measurement data. In 2D scan, you can change the power of the slit light, blue slit light. You can change the sensitivity of sensor of the camera to take photo. Only is for photo. For example, doctor has done PD. Was done the PK before. He want to how was the result of the PK. So he take only 2D scan and he use the ICL. He want to see the position of the lens. You should use 2D. 2D is only for photography. It's not for measurement. and you can change the position of the camera, and you can change the SD light, and takes the photo to this kind of photo. Yes. But this image has been taken with old version Scansys, not new version. Takes better from the here, and so you should take. You will see there is no any data here because it's only for reference for the only one image. Is not multi-image. You can size it here. This is a valve. Here. The distance between IC and this machine.
May I ask something? What's the normal lens bulk value?
Is according to Cornatics, there is a one coefficient. I don't know exactly, but as I know, there is related to corneal diameter, and AC depth. You should check with the doctors to prevent to touch, because if the space is low, it will touch to lens, and it causes to cataract. If it will small, it will rotate in the eye. So the size of the ICL is very important. Not should be big to high volt, and not should be small to low. It should be in the optimum. It's related to power and power of the lens, because the myopic lens, how much is the myopic lens? Because the thickness of the lens is not fixed. It's related to power.
For details, you can go to the website of STAR.
Yes.
There shows.
And their agent can put.
Meron ako nasa clinic nila. Meron
There are 4 types of
mga ICA.
the model for the ICL.
Yes, but they have the improved. They have 4 model which is ready for sale, but you have special cases. You should they customize it for your eye. It take a time. If they have no, you should give all the data to their company. They will calculate. Maybe they have it. If they don't have it, they should customize it for these cases. Yes, and it will be so expensive because it's customized. The best device for the ICL is UBM, but for the size of sulcus to sulcus. But if you have this option, you can use
So we
this
can
device.
claim that Scansys can do measurements for ICL
Yes.
and can be.
If you have no UBM, yeah.
So the confidence level of measuring is, I would say, having a UBM is more or less same in parallel to Scansys.
Yes.
Can we say that?
Not exactly, no, because maybe you have no data of the correct size of sulcus. The most important is size of sulcus. Is estimate. You cannot tell
That's
it.
an estimate.
No, yes, you cannot tell exactly is same as the UBM. No. Because the technology is different. Because you have the limitation for the measure, but it could help you. For example, in our country, many doctors do surgery without UBM, because UBM in small cities is expensive, and there is a few patients for the UBM. Maybe in the month 5 and 6 patients. Some doctors, some clinics don't invest to buy the UBM. So use the Scansys, so it's topography, and any device could measure the white to white.
In
But
China,
in terms of accuracy of UVM and the Scansys, what is the percentage of like?
The Scansys, it's better you ask what is the accuracy between white to white of topography and UVM, because it's same. The Scansys is same as topography and other device for the measure the white to white. You cannot tell exactly. In the some cases maybe it's 100% correct, but in some cases, because you don't know the actually distance between sulcus is the behind of the iris.
Yeah.
You have no data for them. Maybe in some cases is very different with other patient. You know, it's not fixed formula, but it's useful. If you have you don't have a UVM, it's useful for you.
in China, Star, they have a distributor in China, and they buy Scansys for the ICL surgery. And because the Star, the distributor, they also owns the clinicals, especially do the ICL surgeries. So in most cases, they use Scansys, and maybe in some special cases, they have a device of UVM in their clinicals just for testing the special cases.
For maybe so for compare, but actually yes. What
They do the surgery mostly with Scansys. Just a few cases they check with UVM.
Before we added the white to white tools for the manually, the doctors never used pentacam for ICL. Never used, because the white to white is not accurate in the pentacam. Because it's according to Schimflug. Schimflug is not accurate for the white to white. So as I know, the pentacam already has new version. They improved the central camera. Central camera to take better photo and to take better image to can calculate from white to white from the central. This idea was for me to measure the white to white from the central camera, because the white to white is not accurate from the Schimflug. And also recently Pentacam improved this new machine to add this new device. But I asked to we asked to Medibox developer to add retro illumination to detect the cataract. It's possible to add it to this device. It's not difficult for the company to add retro illumination to. This is the difference between tangential and sagittal. Maybe you know. The tangential is the simple one is sagittal. The many doctors prefer to sagittal map because it's very easy to read it for the doctors. But some doctors who want to do a special refractive surgery, for example, they want to put it intact or something like that, they prefer tangential. You can select it in the both. You can select both in the Scansys, sagittal and tangential. Normally we use it. This is very easier to read it compared to tangential. Maybe in tangential you have some problem to read data. This is tangential. This is tangential back. We have all. This is elevation. You have elevation in all devices. Elevation is different. The shape of cornea. This is the shape of cornea, for example, and this is one reference. And difference between the cornea and this reference is elevation. For
the reference is a spherical?
Yeah?
So reference is a spherical in shape?
Yes. This is a spherical. It's spherical. But you can change it to ellipsoid. You can change. I will show you here. here you can set, it's elevation front, this is elevation back. You can set everything you like to ellipsoid, S-square. You can change it, the reference
Okay.
for that. But normally is this. I don't recommend to change this thing because it's similar to Pentacam. The one of the what's important is the printout should be same as Pentacam. To doctor be confused. I changed all setting in our country to all setting be exactly same as Pentacam. To if doctor, some doctors never find that is new device.
Yeah.
They think it's Pentacam. If you put it, it's very important. But if you give them the serious Pentacam, they will confuse. They should check the and they find two parameters. Where is the this parameter? Where is that parameter? But one of the advantage of the Scansys is the printout and the report. You can do it same as Pentacam. To doctor not to be confused. It's very. I normally change the all setting here. I will ask which Pentacam is normal for you. They will show you one map. Is okay for us. I will change all setting, the color setting and step setting to be exactly same as them to prevent any confuse. Because I'm sure when they buy the Scansys, they will compare it. They will compare it with the Pentacam.
In which kind of situation doctor will choose solid?
For what?
I mean the reference, the evaluation reference.
This is yes, this one
Some,
is
yeah,
this
normally
S-square.
they choose spheric. Yeah.
yes, this
in
one.
Which, in
Yeah,
which
no.
situation they will choose?
They never change it.
So
I have not seen any doctor to ask me to change this setting. It's the best setting is this S-square, and you should keep this setting. Don't change anything about that. It's excellent because never doctor ask to change it because they never want to change anything. It's a reference. I have not seen any doctors, even for the Pentacam, to change this parameter. Never. It's only for maybe for R&D. It's not for normal use. So you will see you can change all color setting here. You can change color setting to absolute, and for example, this color this is a color setting. If you change the color setting, you will change the color here. It will be similar to to Scansys. This is sorry, to Sirius. If you change it, it will be same as Sirius. You can change because in the Pentacam you have European color mode, American color mode. You have a similar, but the name is different.
Yeah.
I normally use this one and standard. You can change color. It's normal for the doctors. So this is the map which we have it. Chamber angle. The chamber angle here, and here you will see that. Refractive power. This is that's what you want about this. And the Gaussian, you see there is a many formula. You see, is one physics because you know the eye is physics. The reference for the eye, all formula is according to physics formula, is optics. Is optics. You have a different formula to calculate the corneal refract. One of them is Gaussian here, but another one is ray tracing here. You will see this is a ray tracing. This is a Gaussian. So In the Gaussian, the total corner is calculated with Gaussian thick lens formula. This is a special formula. It's not easy to understand it.
Okay.
You should be physician, so you know that. Taking into consider the influence of anterior posterior stereo and thickness of cornea. In this format, if you want to tell simple, the effect in this map, you have the effect of the posterior surface and thickness of cornea to calculate the keratometry.
Okay.
Okay, but in the ray tracing, you will have effect of the all coefficients, coefficient refractive index. A is 1, cornea, across hormone. The machine will calculate keratometry according to all coefficient here and give you this map. Is very useful. Is very useful map for post PRK, post LASIK, and post refractive surgery, because in the post refractive surgery, everything's the curvature will be changed, and you don't you know in the SIMK keratometry, in the simple mode, you don't consider the back surface, the back surface. But if you want to know all details, you should use cornea, total cornea for ray tracing, especially for IOL calculation. This map is very useful for IOL calculation for post-LASIK cases. Because maybe you don't have history of the patient. How much was the keratometry? And within of this case, we see same. Even I have with the comparison with the this is a post PK. This is post PK. Sometimes you cannot get a measure, but this is a post PK. But pentacam, you will see Scansys could even measure the data here. This is a post PK. This is Scansys. It's not easy to take this kind of patient because it's very irregular. You have low data. This is pentacam. It's same. I got special cases, not normal case, because the discussion is for a special case, not for normal.
Now, how about the pachymetry data comparison?
Yeah, I will tell you. I recommend you, if you got, you take from your eye as a reference, okay? With S pentacam, the best pentacam you can find, and takes your eye. And when you want to save the Scansys, and takes your eye. If the pachymetry was okay, is okay. If you was a little difference, you can adjust it in the Scansys.
Okay.
To prevent any problem, mismatch, yes, I will do it for each Scansys. After you import, I take my eye, because I have the feedback. I don't know the pentacam is correct or no. I want to be matched. To prevent any problem, yes. Matching, yes, matching. I will match the measurement. Is not so easy to match it, but you can do it. You should go to the setting in the one file. You change the some parameter and export to the Scansys, and Scansys will measure the pachymetry according to your new setting.
Right.
After that, everything will be okay. I recommend you to do that to prevent any. Yes, you can ask to Mediworks send you how to use instruction. It's not difficult, but you can do it in the 2 minutes. You can adjust. I can show you not now, but it's better to do it in the company, under the company. I will do it for all companies. Because of that, our result you will see Scansys and Sirius. Even you have a Sirius in your that clinic, if they want to compare to Sirius, you can do it as well. You will see this is a 475. 474. can do it. It's very, very accurate. Even K1, K2 elevation, everything is similar to this cases. But you know, they use tangential. They use tangential, but we use sagittal. Sagittal is more easier to understanding and to use to find the keratoconus. I recommend to you have this kind cases.
Yes.
Where is my file? This is another paper for bilateral difference topography. You can use it. This is a staging, which I described that here for classification of KCM for anterior, posterior, and thickness. We have this one. This is a very good options, which you can describe with doctor and will has a so effect positive effect to sales, because in the first of all is a option is a pentacam, but is free for Scansys, and this one is very useful for detect the doctors need customized refractive surgery or don't need customized refractive surgery. This is a Zernicke wavefront aberration map. Let me to go back to the software. Aberration. For example, these cases, no, this cases is not good because it's keratoconus. So, we have all data which doctor needs for the aberration map. This is a Zernicke pyramid. Maybe you know. It's very useful tools to detect the aberration of the eye. For example, here you can select high order, low order. This is low order aberration of this case. You will see here, this is the point spirit function. This is the point in the macula. There's the spirit point in the macula. You have no these tools in the pentacam, same as this. For example, doctor want to know this case needs to normal refractive surgery or customized refractive surgery. They select low order. This is a low order.
Yeah.
The number 2 is low order. Low order aberration could correct with normal laser, with normal glasses, normal contact lens. You see, this patient has so much spirit of the light in the retina. So, doctor select high order. I want to see high order. You see, there is no much high order here.
Yeah.
So, the most of the problem of this case is low order. Is low order. So, doctor do the normal refractive surgery doesn't need to go to do customized refractive surgery, because the most of the problem is low order aberration for these cases. So easy is for that easy to normal. So some cases, the patient come back from the refractive after 2 years. They complain to the doctor, I don't see good. And you check the vision is 10-10, but he complained about the vision.
Yeah.
But he see 10-10, but doctors do this topography and this Scansys and check he want to see the aberration of the eye. And you will see all of aberration here. For example, this one is a spherical aberration. This one is comma, trefoil. So doctor will check the all item, which one is more than other items in this case. For example, I will turn off all and will on one spherical aberration. You will see these cases has a spherical aberration too. Maybe it influence to vision, because the data is, you need the number is much more than this, and you will see the effect on the vision. If you remove it, if you put it, it has effect on the vision of this patient. It's very useful for doctors. I'm sure if you describe this for your buyer or ophthalmologist, it's very attractive for the doctors, because they know what is this. All doctors know what is this and how to work with this software. And you can select difference, diameter, difference. Normally we use 4, because the pupil in the normal day, the normal pupil size is 4. And you will see in the 4, when you go to peripheral, the aberration is much more than the center. So that's better, you select the 4. In the 4, you will see there is no effect of the 4.
Yeah.
So this aberration function, this is a very useful function. Doctor use for refractive surgery. Please teach this map to your doctors. It's very, very important. Very important. Map. One point is which is very important. Want to sell the start sell the Scansys is for the start. Don't try to sell Scansys to hospital. Yes, because in the hospital there is variety idea. There are variety doctors.
Yeah.
Maybe they push the manager. Why do you buy the Scansys? We want to pay you. But the best idea is you start to sell privately to doctors.
Yeah.
For the start, especially for the 1 years, the first 1 year you want to sell. Don't try to sell it to hospital. This is my experience. You will face too many problems because some doctors want, why you buy this? Why you didn't buy that? And they can.
Yeah.
But you should start one by one. Please don't try to sell the hospital right now. Maybe 2 years later, it's a bit better. What would for the start, only sell to privately to doctors for the office.
Okay.
After that, start to sell the hospital.
Yeah.
It's my experience to prevent any problem with you.
True.
This is the Wernicke function that I told you. This is a scotopic that I told you before. You will see this case. This 7.21.
Yeah. Good.
It's weak. It's very weak. So doctor should select a suitable optical zone for refractive surgery. They could not select 6.5.
Yeah.
They should select more than 7. Yes, 7 millimeters. You see 7.2 and 30.3 is photopic. I added this to show you the
Yeah.
yes, very good tools. This is the ICL. I described this to you for the ICL. This is the measurement byte to byte. I described it too before. This is 2D scan. I told you before.
Yeah.
For the 2D scan is only for imaging, not for calculation measurement. It's for imaging. For this case, you can increase the slit brightness. You can change the exposure time. You will see to take photo. For example, this case has implanted the ICL here. If you increase the light, slit light, and increase the exposure, you can see the ICL here. Maybe in the normal scan, because the light is limited and sensitivity of sensor detail, you cannot see here ICL. So you should take 2D image and rotate the camera. And there is the 4-3 pre-adjustment here for the exposure. You can select any one you like to see the inside the cornea, inside the anterior here. You see, it's very clear here.
Yes.
But if it's normal, you cannot see well. But if you change the exposure, you will see this is not suitable for the measurement. It's only for visit here. It's only photography. Cataract IOL is lens density. We have lens density same as the Pentacam for detect the cataract and size of lens. You can refer to the PowerPoint to get more details. This is the IOL calculation. This is options 2. You have but it's improving.
Yeah.
It is improving. It's under developing. You have a standard. Let me to back because there is no in the PowerPoint. In IOL calculation, you see 2 options: universal and post-refractive surgery. If you go to universal, it's suitable for normal cases. You see, you should have axial length and put the number here and calculate for you according to different formula. But GNAA is for post-refractive. SRK 1, 2, 3, Holiday, Barnhouse, Hoffer, Q, Haigis. This formula is for normal cases. And you need only K1 and K2 for SIMK, yes. But for the post-refractive stage, as I told you before, we need refractive, ray tracing refractive map.
Yeah.
Because you will go to the here, post-refractive. If you go to post-refractive, you see there is another data here. Total coronal power and back refractive, back radius. It will it has effect on the calculation of the lens for the post-refractive surgery. And you should select this formula. GNAI is same as Barrett, is intelligence, artificial intelligence, and it calculate for you the lens for these cases. The source for the calculation is total coronal power and back radius. It's very useful for the doctors, for your doctors, for post-refractive surgery calculation. But as I know, they want to add another formula and new formula and so to develop these tools. So So for post-refractive surgery, you should select gene eye and put only axial length. This device could not take axial length. Yeah. In the PowerPoint, we have no data from the post laser because it's for all. But I added new AI post-refractive surgery. Another tool is IOL optimization. It also is for ProVision. Maybe recently, I have meeting with some doctors. These tools recently is so interesting for all ophthalmologists. Because they told some of KOL in Iran told me recently we should for all cases who want to do IOL surgery for cataract is the best we take a topography from the eye. Maybe that case be keratoconus. Maybe that case has to be for refractive surgery. So this device automatically consider every point which you need for IOL optimization because it's not easy to calculate for you. There is many items that refer to you. Do you use toric lens or aspheric or multifocal lens? But this machine automatically consider all details. I will show you in the presentation. So this software automatically do it for you. We have another items here. You see, SIMK, total corneal power, ray tracing, total net power, difference between B and A, difference between C and A. It's very important for calculate. For consider that this case is suitable for multifocal or no. It's not easy to learn about that. So software do it for you with one click.
Yeah.
Let me do. This is total corneal astigmatism. Total corneal obtained through recalculation of corneal refractive for SIMK, total corneal refractive and true net power. It will calculate for you. You can optimize it according to your age of cases. You can optimize the astigmatism. You can optimize the spherical aberration, which lens is much more suitable for your cases because new lenses, new IOL lenses, there is a special aberration. You will see. You will see the.
So in that case, which value to be considered, Q value or the S40?
Let me to show you. Let me to go back to maybe in the PowerPoint have it. This is a spherical. You will see residual spherical aberration. You wanted suggested correction. You can add it here manually and calculate it for you. But you know, this is not many usable in some doctors. They consider, but in the future, maybe use it because the yes, in the future is this option is for future. Because need the time, the doctor need but really doctor don't have time to calculate these kinds. But only some doctors do it. But in the future, we're sure it will be so useful for IOL optimization. Night, no? But
so that age-related this thing was there, no? 52 age, 59 or 52,
58 years.
which one?
Previous
correction.
Which one?
In that case, the spherical aberration, just beyond that, just above that.
Yes.
See, just adjacent, the beside that.
Beside, yes, this one.
Target-based correction
Here?
above. Above?
The software used
Yeah,
to
that one.
Ah, the target correction age, because there is some lecture international. The aberration is related to the age. Maybe change. So it's better you give the correct to correct age, and we calculate for you which aberration is it. Is according to some scientific lecture.
Okay.
I will show you the lecture how they explain it. You know, there is many options for the many source. Let me to describe this. It's a little scientific, but maybe help you for detect. Maybe you. We have corneal curvature application value for corneal. We have three types.
Yeah.
SIMK is simple keratometry, K1 and K2, that you have it, K1 and K2. In the SIMK, the SIMK requires the fixed coefficient
Yeah.
for the, yes, it's fixed for
One-
even for posterior, even for anterior.
Yeah.
Is suitable only for normal cases, SIMK.
Yeah.
Total network copper is considered also consider posterior, but didn't consider the coefficients of the
Okay.
between air and cornea and across.
Right.
But this one is very useful for total corneal refractivity. This is ray tracing.
Yeah.
It considers the all coefficient from the air to cornea to across. They will consider that all coefficient one, this one. This is useful for the post-refractive surgery. This is useful for normal, and this is useful for astigmatism upper than 1 degree.
Yes.
This software calculates 3, but for the post-refractive surgery, we should use this. Yes, total corneal ray tracing. Ray tracing, yes. We have it is. This is reference for the how to calculate the IOL optimization. For example, if the delta B and delta E be lesser than the 0.5%, is toric can be selected. There is many items for calculate. So it's not easy for doctor to learn this.
Yeah.
It's very software easily do it for you with one click.
Yeah.
This is the alpha and kappa. You told me what is the difference between kappa and alpha. Kappa, we have 3 axes in the eye. We have a visual axis, the path of light from the fixed point to the macula fovea when the eye is fixed on the certain point. This is in the front image we have it.
Yeah.
This is pupil, central pupil, and this is corneal vertex. This is visual axis. This is a macula. You can see. What is the pupil axis? The center of pupil axis. Difference between central pupil axis and visual axis is kappa. Is kappa. The difference between optical axis and the visual axis is alpha. Is important for select multifocal lens. If you should know how much is alpha and kappa. You can see alpha distance from corneal center to visual axis. Kappa is distance from pupil center to visual axis. So the software difference with large kappa, the cases with large kappa, the distance between large kappa angle and they are not suitable for multifocal lenses. You should read this because and software consider all of these points and recommend to you that this case is useful for multifocal or no. Diagnosis of glaucoma. This is for the anterior chamber. AOD. We have this map also in Scansys. We have AOD 250, AOD 500, AOD 750.
What exactly is this AOD 250, 500 and
Let me to show you. It's
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Angle opening distance
Yeah.
from start at 50 microns and start at 7500 microns. You can see the angle here is
Yeah.
difference.
Okay.
Is the system calculate it for you? But I should tell you, this angle typing is for only for screening. It's not accurate. If you want to real angle, you should get a UBM too. Again, is for screening.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe it's not. I have some meeting with the glaucoma diagnostics. One of some of my friends, they told me it's good, but it's not enough.
Not
It's not enough. We should consider another things.
So primary screening can be done.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, for correcting but the one specialist glaucoma don't need it
Yes.
because maybe the result is different for that.
True.
Yes. But it's for screening of the angle. This angle of the close angle and open angle problem
Yeah.
here. This is the formula that we told you. Another point that you can sell device to optometrist.
Yeah.
Before that, was for ophthalmologists. Before this PowerPoint was for ophthalmologist. Here is for optometrist. So you can go to optometry congress and describe it only for optometrists. It's very useful for optometrists options. In this software, you have simulate and recommendations. You can simulate, you can add some lenses here, parameter of lens here, and see the, without try the lens on the eye, you could see the result here.
Yeah.
You don't need try contact lens to eye. You sure? It simulate everything. It simulate everything for you. It's so interesting for optometrists. Contact lens, where is contact lens? Ah, yes,
Just
yes.
maybe
For example, this is manufacturer lens is Medibors, for example. They have many
lens.
many lenses. Okay? Yeah. You can edit lenses here,
Yeah.
data of lens here, contact lens here. And without try it real try to eye,
Yeah.
you can see the result here. Why you want to try contact lens to eye?
Yeah.
It's very difficult for the patient, it take a time. So easily you can do it and find the suitable and finally test it on eye. And you see result.
Is that mean that you can straight away take picture with the contact lens on?
No, picture. You have the data of contact lens. Each contact lens has a special data.
Yes.
Yeah, you can get them from manufacturer.
Yeah.
You
What
put
I
it
mean
here.
is- What I mean is, if let's say the patient with the contact lens on, is that possible for us to take a picture?
Ah,
Not-
no, it's not. No.
Then
Because
we
the
have to
contact.
remove the contact
Yes, you should. It's for cases want to use want to apply contact lens. If they have no contact lens and you want to use the contact lens for them, and you don't want to have a trial and test one through eye. Why? Then you have a very good software here, and you can add data here from the manufacturer. All data here, R0, W0, K0. They know what is this. Do you get it from the manufacturer and put it here, and very easily. So which one is useful? You select it, for example, manufacturer Bosch and Lomb or other company, and which model Z, for example, anyone, and you will try it, and you will see tear film here. The best situation is we have a suitable tear film, and don't contact lens touch to cornea.
Yeah.
It should has a tear film. So you will see the effect here. You will see. You will see if there is no tear film here, it touch exactly to the cornea. It's not useful for these cases, this model. So we change the lens. These cases, here is there is a tear film. The red, the green one is tear film, but here a little touch, not touch, but is the thin, almost thin. So you should change the. You should change the lens and find the best one, and finally, it's much better. And finally, you can see here the tear film here. You see, it's here, and test only 1 and 2 for the patient, not 10 and 20 contact lens to the eye. It's very, very useful for the optometrist. And you have. We have also orthokeratosis model for the to fit the cornea. This is the simulation for the. This is recommendation. If you want to use, for example, orthokeratosis lens, you can put it here, and the device calculate for you which lenses is suitable for this case. For example, if you want to SCL, simple keratosis contact lens, simple. For example, what we put here -3, cylinder -1. You don't need any degree, and calculate for you according to data of the patient. This is data of the cornea. They calculate for you. You should better use one contact lens with power -2.9 and the base curve 7.92 and diameter this one. It's recommend to you, but if you have no in the market, you should find closer to this information. It's very useful for. In our country, we cannot use it because there is only some yes, but maybe in your country, you can find variety contact lens and use it. Also for toric RGP, if you want to use toric RGP, you can add it and calculate for you. We use same data. So if you want to use RGP, spherical RGP, you should use lens with this power and diameter and this bezel. It little is different with this. If you want to use the RGP. Also for toric or biotoric, it has it will calculate for you. Yes, it's very useful. You have, as I know, there is Pentacam has this option, but it's not same as this. It's very schematical. It's very it's so better than the Pentacam for the contact lens recommendation to clinic. So is this one? I forgot to tell you that ICRS also is for ophthalmologists. This map is the same as a ring map in Pentacam, and Sirius also has this map. Exactly has this map. It's same as, because some doctor before Mediworks launched these tools, they called me, we need this map, because they consider everything you need for calculation segment ring. Do you know what is segment ring? No? Segment ring, same as Intex. Intex, Ring from Medifocus. Intex from the USA and Ring. The doctor want to use the segment ring. They need a special data, a specific data. And the software calculate all specific data in this map. And you can print it and send it to agent of the Medifocus or Intex, and they will calculate and give you the correct segment ring to doctor implant to the cornea.
Yeah.
Inlays.
Yes.
Segment ring means inlays.
Inlays you can do segment, such as a Kera ring from the Brasilia, Ferra ring from the Spain, Intex from the USA. They need this map because there are all data from the aberration here, and some of data is better than the Pentacam. We have, because we can implement Intex with two methods.
Yeah.
With a manual method, and second one is femtosecond method. So doctor is they don't want to calculate the thickness and residual thickness and everything. They select, the operator asks which method you want, femtosecond laser. So you select here femtosecond, and we calculate everything doctor we need and print out and give the doctors, and doctors give it to the agent of the Medifocus or other companies, and they produce and supply for them the best segment ring which is suitable for that eye.
Yeah.
Because patient to patient segment ring is different.
Yeah.
Thickness and diameter, 2 segment, 1 segment, whole segment. All data came from this map. It's very useful for the keratoconus care, and
In Texas.
yes, in Texas. The same as Pentacam, but the data is a little more for the Pentacam here. So we have a compare to exam. You can compare to exam which you had before, what we have now for these cases. What all is this because we have one measurement. But let me to bring. This one. We can compare. What is it? This was same, I think. This can fade.
Yeah.
The same. The last one maybe.
Yeah.
It's billing. You can compare to this. For example, the patient came for you 6 months ago, and you want to see the compare here and see the result, how much is difference between you for the Casian especially, and you can compare map. It's so practical for doctors.
Yeah.
You will see the result, difference result, and you can select the you can select the map here. For example, corneal thickness. You want to see how much is progress of these cases. But you see, this image, I think, is not for one cases because it's 48.3. This is a 5 people. Display to exam. You can have display to exam and compare everything. This one. So this was all data function from the Scansys, but as I know, the software is improving, is developing to add some more option for the keratoconus. As I know, for some topography item, they will add some topography index to better detect, because some doctors ask me about that, and you can get the feedback from your doctors which one is perfect, and the company consider everything and update this. If you have any question, I'm ready for that. I hope because there are many information with details, but maybe it caused to confuse you. No, but go step by step is better.
Yeah.
But I think for this decision is enough, the information.